So after learning some of the shape tools, you might realize that there are some apps or some designs that you might want to make, and it would be pretty impossible to make that using only shape tools. So that's when you would start using something called the pen tool. The pen tool is going to allow you to draw out paths in order to fill them in, and they'll be more of a custom shape. If you had me in middle school, you might have had me when we did 7th grade, this project where we created a path in Photoshop and then typed along it. Or in 8th grade, we did the iPod project, iPhone project, where we created a path and then stroked the path in Photoshop. So we did Photoshop pen tool for these two projects. It's pretty much the same thing in Illustrator. What you want to do is select the pen, and right now I'm going to actually have no fill, and we'll do a black stroke so that you can kind of see what a line of a pen does. If I click and I continue to click, it's going to make a straight line. That's my black stroke line that I've created that is just completely straight lines because I'm clicking only. So I clicked on the regular arrow tool to deselect that. Now I'm going to try to make it a curved line. So I'm going to click and then click and hold and drag. That starts to create a curve. We call these two parts an anchor point. If you hover over it, you'll see it says anchor. And I'm going to click the anchor so that if I start another anchor point, it's straight again. But if I drag, it's a curve. Anchor, click, drag. Anchor, click, and drag. So I made this path, and it's able to be edited later. So if I wanted to just resize it this way, I could. But if I want to go back and maybe just adjust it a little bit, that's what the white arrow is for, the direct selection tool. So if I click on this, it will bring back these little handles, and it says handle. You can click and move this to kind of adjust it a little bit more. Boom. Obviously, these are just two lines, so I'm going to delete them. You're going to be practicing making some lines, and then eventually you'll practice making an enclosed shape. If you click, drag, maybe make some curves, whatever shape you want to make, once you get back to the beginning, you'll see that little circle, and then that will close the path. If the path is closed, then you can fill it in with a color. And it becomes a shape. Red fill, black stroke. Illustrator does not like it when you don't completely close the path. So you want to always make sure you see that little circle before you close it. So that's how you would go about probably making something like the Twitter bird. I locked this in place so that it won't move. So a lot of times when you're drawing in Illustrator, you would want to lock it and then just draw on top without a fill. If I have a fill, like this red, as I'm drawing, let's just do this real fast. You'll see it fills it in as I'm working, and sometimes will get in the way. And I don't know what I'm tracing anymore. So I suggest when you start out using the pen tool, draw with a stroke only. So if I was about to start making this app, I could just kind of trace on top, clicking and dragging, clicking and dragging, and just going all the way around until I get to that complete circle. It is a very tricky tool to learn, so what I'm going to have you do is do 2 different pen tool exercises. This is a step-by-step process telling you exactly where to click and how to make an enclosed shape. So once again, I'm going to turn off the fill, working with a stroke only. And the only other thing I didn't mention is like about shift. I'm going to click here, click 2, hold down shift to go to 3, because shift will create a completely straight line. Hold down shift, click, diagonal, hold down shift, click. Those make perfect lines. So here, shift, shift, shift. You get the point. Find my circle, boom. Now it's an enclosed shape. Maybe green. There you go. Some of these are going to get much more complex. Try to just follow the steps, what it says to do. Most of these are getting more complex than you will have to do for the first project. So if you get to these points and you somewhat understand them, then you're really in a good spot. If you don't understand them, it's okay, but try to do it your best. And then pen tool 2, this one, the straight lines are very easy and the curved lines are a little bit more difficult. So do your best trying to follow those steps to practice the pen tool.